they already have life insurance.
Yes.
That's what they're going to say, right?
Okay.
So, when they come in, just ask them to be on video calls. That way, they are forced to pay attention.
Hello, everyone. We're going to give a few minutes for the program to start. It's raining heavily here. I hope it's not doing the same in Ghana or wherever you guys are located. But the show goes on. The show still goes on. So let's give a few minutes and then I'll admit the others. Thank you. Natalie, can
Hello.
you put hi, how are you? Natalie, can you
I'm
come on
okay.
camera? Everybody that can come on camera, please try your best. You know, the rain is not letting us do what we need to do well. So let's try and be as upbeat as possible. Come on camera, have fun, have a great opportunity to mingle. And if your name isn't on your Zoom, please put your name. I see a Zoom user, iPhone. Please put your rightful name so we can know who you are.
I don't want the password anymore.
Okay, I see Accra Rex. Natalie, I see you. Hi. Zoom user, can you please turn on and put on your rightful name? I see my mom, ML's mom. Today you are on time, mommy. Great. If you can come on camera, I see Becky. Okay, passcode for. I'll be right back, guys. Let's give a few minutes for everyone to get settled. But do come on camera if you can. Adelaide, put in the chat. Please come on camera if you can, so everybody knows that they can come on camera.
All right. I think I'm.
Okay. I'll be right back. We're giving a few minutes. We are right on time. Okay, it's only 3:01 and already 11 of us. Okay, that's great. I'm not too upset now about the rains because you all are showing love and support on the Zoom. I see Becky. Becky, are you coming on camera? Doc wants to see you. He's come all the way here, so you have to come on camera. I see Paul. Paul, are you coming on camera, Paul? When the presentation starts, you can turn the camera off and run away. Becky, I see you. No hats. If we can mute when you're not speaking, it will help. And when you're speaking, then you unmute to speak. Okay, I see Faustina. Okay, so let's give a few minutes, like I said, between 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll start the program. Thank you. Please be patient, and we'll wait on everyone else to join.
Sorry, lady. Can you hear me?
Please.
Yes.
Okay. Try and change your name
All
to
right, sure.
Starlet instead of the Zoom user.
Sure, I'll do that. Okay,
All right, thank you.
I'm trying to connect to my headpiece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's messing up. That's why. So when I finish, I'll do that.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh.
Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? I don't want to keep you all on the line for too long, so we've given a few minutes, at least 10 minutes grace period for those to join that were not on time promptly at the start of the hour. So we're going to go ahead and start the presentation. Okay, let me admit the few people left. So Adam and Adoli, I'm making you co-hosts so you can handle admitting people to come in whilst I'm doing a presentation or if Doc is doing a presentation. So Adam, let me make you a co-host. Yes, they can. Can you all hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
please.
Sure, we can.
Okay, good. Okay, Adam, can you hear me? Okay, so yes, you can. Okay, I see Zoom user. And like I said, for those of you who are not on the call, I see we have 25 and it's 10 minutes approximately after the hour. We're hoping that everyone else can join in. You know, this is a very long program, so some will be joining in as and when they can. But I'd like to start this program by thanking you, all 25 of you who joined on time within the 10-minute mark. It's a pleasure to present to you and to speak to you all today. Thank you, Millicent. I see you. Pleasure to have you. So whenever I do a presentation, I normally start with a story that I think is very resonant for all of us. So this is the story that I'd like to start from. And once upon a time, there was a 9-year-old boy who was in the woods in Iceland, walking through the forest, and it was freezing cold and the ice had glazed over, and he heard a shout. There was a man who had fallen into the cracks of ice, and he was screaming and yelling, and he couldn't seem to get out. He was literally drowning. This little boy immediately jumped into the water, began to haul the man out with all his might, and was able to save this man's life from drowning in the frozen ice. And so when the paramedics arrived, the paramedics asked, "Where is this little boy? We need to speak to the boy." They gave him a microphone and they asked him at 9 years old, they said, "How were you able to know that you could jump in and save this man's life? You're only 9 years old." And you know what the little boy said? This is the key part. What the little boy said was, "I guess there was nobody around to tell me that I couldn't." There was nobody around to tell me that I couldn't. And if the boy's mother had been around, as much as she loves her son, she would have jumped in to tell him, "Don't do it, don't go." So the purpose of this meeting is to understand that our closest circles, friends and loved ones may not be the ones that are our biggest advocates and the ones who push us forward in life. Open yourself up to multiple meetings and introductions and get to know other people, because your livelihood may depend on a stranger. You may depend on someone that you don't know closely or intimately. You may depend on someone that you have never met before in your life. And that person might be on today's call. So it's very important that you take a look at who's in the chat, who is logging in, who is signing on, because that person may be your destiny helper, maybe your future partner, maybe your future advocate, maybe your future supporter. You never know. So on that premise of me introducing the story of what I wanted to share with you, I'd like to also state, oh, please, co-hosts, can you please let them in? I'm having multiple people stuck in the waiting room and you all are not letting them in. So please do that, because we'll be focusing on the presentation and also me speaking. So co-host, please admit the individuals on the call. So now to the main point. This particular program is a launch of my business. I'm launching the business in financial literacy and financial education. My sponsor has flown all the way from the East Coast and is presently in Houston. He's right here with me in the Houston area, and we are on the premises at Agrofina Ranch and Grill. Agrofina Ranch and Grill is in Houston, Texas, and I'd like to go ahead and introduce him. And as soon as the presentation is over, we will then open the floor up where it's a win-win situation, mutually beneficial, for all of you to share who you are, What sustains your livelihood? What makes your bread and butter? What you are able to do to be able to sustain your family? Share with us, put a flyer in the chat, put a business card in the chat, put your website, your Instagram, your handles across social media. Do whatever you need to do to introduce yourself in the best way possible. Have your elevator pitch ready to type in and meet whoever you need to meet. Because like I told you, the people who are closest to you may not be the ones. It might be somebody on this call that you're going to meet after the presentation is done and my business launch is completed. So without further ado, Dr. Ben is the one I'm going to introduce, and his name is Dr. Benedict Edujemfi. He's a licensed financial professional. And ever since I met Dr. Ben, he has educated me about financial concepts that I had no idea about. And he's educated me on so many different principles in finance, investments, and all areas of literacy that I needed to focus on. And he's also been able to share with me different things within financial education that are relevant and are resonant to you. I will let him share his screen and be able to do the presentation as I launch this business for World Financial Group. And as soon as you hear everything that he has to say, you'll understand with me that this is indeed a presentation that you cannot afford to miss. We are having a free program today for those of us who are with us here in the ranch, Acrofina Ranch and Grill in Houston, Texas. And for those of you online, take a look in the room again, see who you can identify with, and make sure you are able to sign in and give your details. I want your name, your industry, your phone number, your email address, and also possible ways of which you can collaborate with individuals in the room so that they know exactly what you're looking for, exactly what you need to elevate, and exactly what you need to rise. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and transfer now to Dr. Ben. So he can take on and presentation. I think Dr. Ben, there's some echoing. Okay, let's see. Is it better now? It's still so.
Okay. Can you hear me? Thank you very much, everybody. I'm honored to be here today to share with you this information. So all that we're going to be doing today is financial education. That's all that we're going to be doing. This is not an attempt. She mentioned business lunch, but we are not here to sell you anything or ask you to buy anything. So all that we're doing today is financial education. Right? Now, this quote is from Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki is one of the billionaires here in the United States and a very renowned author of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. He says one of the reasons the rich get richer and the poor get poorer and the middle class struggles in debt is because the subject of money is taught at home and not at school, right? And this is very true. I see on this call so many people with a lot of education, and if we ask by show of hands, how many people were taught that after you graduate from school, you start working, what to do with your money, we're not going to get 10% of people raising their hand because they don't teach the subject of money in school. It's taught at home, right? So this presentation is called Saving Your Future, right? Now, if you live in the United States, we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world. But then there are so many people that work hard all their life and still retire poor. And we see it every day when we take a look, when we go outside. We see older people in their 70s, in their 80s still working, right? Why do they have to still work? Because they cannot stop working, right? And if you don't change course, the same thing is what is going to be for you, right? Now, we do so much to raise our kids just to see them finish college with lots of debt. Here in the United States, especially among the immigrant community, most people are used to the idea that it is okay for your son, your daughter to take up student loans and go to college. That shouldn't be it. Your child should not start life. When they turn 21, 22, they shouldn't start life with debts. So if they do, then you put them in a pit. Now they have to climb out of that pit, right? Now, the biggest expense of the average American and Canadian are interest that we pay and then taxes, right? Both of them are expenses that ends up in people's pockets. So you need to know where to save your money to avoid some of these taxes. Understanding how money works is part of taking care of your family. This is very important. If you don't understand how money works, you make the money and you're going to squander the money. And once you do, it's going to affect your family. We all want a comfortable retirement, but yet have no plan. Now, retirement planning doesn't start when you are 65, when you are 70. It starts from the very day that you had a job. That is when retirement planning starts. Because if your plan is to retire eventually, then it starts the day that you began working, right? But yet, most people have no plan. There is nobody more interested in your future than you. So after you hear this information, what you have to do is to try to know more, right? That is what you have to do, is try to know more. Now, this quote is from Martin Luther King Jr. He said, there's nothing new about poverty. What is new, however, is that we now have the resources to get rid of poverty. So after this presentation, your goal should be able to learn more and to go all out to fight against poverty. There's nothing new about it, but we now have the resources. So your responsibility today is to understand money, understand how it works, and understand how to make money work for you. Now, the last one is very important. When you are healthy, when you are young, you work for money. Eventually, you're going to get old, and then when you get old, you cannot work for money. Your money should be able to work for you. Now, if your money is not working for you, you don't know how to make your money work for you, you'll be forced to work till you die. So you need to understand this, right? Now, let's look at how money grows. Hold on. I think I got it. 1 second. Let me change this.
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
Lady, that says 1 minute
Sorry.
he's coming. So I think that's the main reason why you can't hear him. So he'll be with us shortly.
Please hold on, everyone. We are changing the settings for the presentation. So give Doc about 2 to 5 minutes. He'll be right back with you all, okay? And in the meantime, you're free to put information about yourselves in the chat, just like Adole had suggested before, so that others can read as he's going through the presentation.
All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for your patience. I think I had projected the screen on another computer and I was sharing the wrong one, right? So now let's talk about how money grows in this country, how you grow money, right? There are 3 buckets in which you grow money, right? The first bucket is the fixed bucket, right? This is what your banks provide for you. So you put money in the bank, it just sits there and then it never grows, right? And then we have the variable bucket. So the variable bucket is where you have your 401k, your 403b, your stocks. Now, if you have a financial advisor, most of the time, this is where they ask you to put your money. Now, when the stock market goes up, you make money. It comes down, you lose money. It goes up, you make money. It comes down, you lose money. Now, as licensed financial professionals, we encourage you to save your money in the third bucket, the index bucket. In an index bucket, when stock market goes up, you make money, it comes down, you protect your money. You don't ever lose money in an index bucket, right? Now, let's talk about the 3 of them. Now, the first one is the fixed bucket, right? When I heard about this information, I decided to put it to a test. So what I did was I put $15,000 in a savings account at this bank. And then I just let it sit there for 1 whole year. So after 1 whole year, of saving my money, $15,000, the money increased to $15,001.10. So basically, after one whole year, I earn an interest of $1.10 on my $15,000. So now the question that I began to ask myself was, what if I had also borrowed this same $15,000 from this same bank? Am I going to end up paying $1.10 in interest? And I also asked myself a second question. Do the banks print money? No, they don't. It's done by the government. So all that the banks do in this case is they take my $15,000, they put down $15,000 down, and then they give it to ML as a loan. They charge 10%, 20% interest on that loan, and then they turn around. So at the end of the 1 year, if they give the same $15,000 that I deposited with them to another person, they're going to make an interest of $3,000, $4,000 on that money, and then they only give me $1.10. So this is what happens when your money is in a fixed bucket. Now, the next one is the variable bucket. The variable bucket is anything that is tied to the performance of the stock market. Now, when stock market goes up, you make money. It comes down, you lose money. Now, in the United States, that is where we have our 401k, our 403b, our IRA, and if you buy mutual funds or stocks, it grows in a variable bucket, right? It means you can make money and you can also lose money. Now, let's take a look at the typical performance of someone that had $250,000 at the end of 1997 in a variable bucket. Now, in 1998, stock market went up 26%. That means the person gained an interest of 26% on the $250,000. The money grew to $315,000. In 1999, stock market went up 18.6%. It means he gained an interest of 18% on the $315,000. The money went up to $374,000. And then in the year 2000, there was the dot-com crash. Because we were changing to computers, emails, and the rest, we had a dot-com crash which lasted for 3 years. And in 3 years, the $374,000 was reduced for 3 consecutive years to $225,000. And then after that, there was 5 consecutive years of stock market gain, and the money rose up to $370,000. And in the year 2008, there was the real estate crash, and the stock market went down 43%, and the 370 was reduced to $207,000, right? And then after that, there were 6 consecutive years of stock market gain. The money went up to $489,000. And then there was a loss. There was 2 years of gains. There was another loss, 2 years of gain, and there was another loss, right? Now, the question is, when you have your money here, depending on when you choose to take the money out will determine the interest rate that you're going to make. Because what if your plan was to retire? You had a 401k retirement plan, and your plan was to retire in 2008, and then you lost 43% of your money. At that time, you are 70 years old, 67 years old. You still work another 6 years to regain the money that you've lost back, or you take your loss. So I'm not saying it is bad to put your money in a variable growth account. The wealthy in this country, they put their money in a variable growth account. But how much of their money goes in a variable growth account? If you are worth $1 million and you put 10% of your money in a variable growth account, and then you lose 50% of that money, of that 10%, that is only $50,000 that you just lost. So that does not affect you. But for the majority in the middle class, that is where we have all our money in here. So when we lose money, it tends to affect us a lot, right? Now, the next one is the index bucket. Now, in an index bucket, when stock market goes up, your money goes up. It comes down, they protect your money. When stock market goes up, your money goes up. It comes down, they protect your money. You don't ever lose money in an index bucket. Now, that is the number one principle of the successful people in this country. Successful people in the world is to make money, but never lose their money. You know, for some of us, if we lose 10% of our money, it might be $1,000, it might be $100,000. But what if you are $10 million rich and you lost 10% of your money? That is $1 million. What if you are $100 million rich and you lost 10% of your money? That is $10 million. So the informed in this country, they do not want to lose their money. So they put their money in an index account. So licensed financial professionals, We explain to you the benefits of having your money in an index account, and we encourage you to roll majority of your money into an index account. Now, when your money is in index account, it avoids the probate. Now, if you are here in the United States and you used to work for company A, you had a 401k, 403b, or IRA with company A, you don't work with them anymore, you're working with company B. The government allows you to roll your money into an index annuity. There's no penalty, there's no taxes for doing that. We work with companies that will give you between 10 to 46% bonus for rolling your money over. So depending on the company, you can have a premium bonus of 46%, 30%, 22%, 26% just to roll your money over. So if it's a 20% bonus, it means you roll 10,000. Now your money becomes $12,000 from the beginning, and it grows in an index account. You don't ever lose money. And when your money is in an index annuity, it avoids the probate. Right? We'll talk about probate later, right? So what does the banks and the rich in this country do? All that they do is they save their money in an index account so that it grows by uninterrupted compounding, right? So all that we are educating our community, we are educating ourselves to do is just follow what the federal government does, what the banks does, what the elites in this country do. If you work for the federal government, they have a 401k plan called a TSP, Thrift Savings Plan. So when the government collects money, they match that money, it goes into the TSP. 75% of the assets in the TSP is invested in index portfolios. So the government saves 75% of the retirement plan of its federal employees in an index account because they understand the principle that when you make money, you shouldn't lose the money. Only 25% of their money is invested in variable growth accounts. So the question is, how much of your personal retirement plans, your 401k, IRA, Roth, is invested in an index account? And how much percentage of that is in a variable growth account, right? Now, the next one is a simple versus compound interest, right? You need to understand simple versus compound interest. This is very important. Albert Einstein says compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Now, when you understand it, you earn it. If you don't, you pay for it. If you borrow, you take a car loan, you pay compound interest. If you take a mortgage, you pay compound interest. Student loan, compound interest. Credit card, compound interest. Anytime you borrow from any financial institution anywhere in this world, you pay compound interest. Now, let's look at how compound interest works. Let's say that you went to borrow money or you went to save money at a financial institution, and one of them promised you a simple interest account of 0.1%, like our savings account. The other financial institution promised you a compound interest at 10%. You realize that after 10 years, if your money is in a simple interest account, your money will grow to $101,000. Compound interest, your money will grow to $259,000. 30 years later, 40 years later, simple interest at 0.1%, your money will grow to $104,000. Compound interest at 10%, your money will grow to $4.5 million. Now, this is $100,000 at 10%. So just imagine somebody that has a debt, credit card debt of $30,000, $40,000, and they are paying 29%, 27%, 18% interest, compound interest on that $40,000. Just imagine how much money, right, they are going to end up paying to the financial institution. And guess what? They always advocate for you to do? Pay the minimum payment, right? Do you know one portfolio in Ghana that grows by simple interest? Treasury bills. When you buy treasury bills, it grows by simple interest. So my advice to you is if you have a treasury bill at the end of the 90-day period, 180-day period, go and take out the interest, because if you leave it there, they are not going to keep giving you interest on top of that previous interest that you have earned. Now, the next principle are the tax codes that the middle class use in America. Now, in America, these are the tax codes that we use for our retirement. Internal Revenue Code 408A, Internal Revenue Code 401K, 403B, Internal Revenue Code 408K. Now, these are tax codes that govern how your money is going to be taxed when it's time for you to take out the money for your retirement. But the underlying principle is that these tax codes grow in a variable growth account. So when you have an internal revenue code 483, a Roth IRA, Roth 401k, you are not going to pay taxes in the future. But the money that you have in there, how do they grow? They grow in a variable growth account. That means when stock goes up, you make money. It comes down, you lose money. When you have a 401k, you're not paying taxes now, but you're going to pay taxes in the future when you take it out, right? But the underlying principle is where do the money that you have in there, how does it grow? It grows in a variable growth account. So when stock goes up, you make money. It comes down, you lose the money. Now, at least in this country, the tax code that they use to save their money is the Internal Revenue Code 7702. The Internal Revenue Code 72E, 7702 under the Deficit Reduction Act, Internal Revenue Code 101A under the Technical and Miscellaneous Revenue Act, Internal Revenue Code 575. And the underlying bucket in which these tax codes grow is an index account, right? Just like I mentioned earlier, the wealthy in the world, they don't like losing their money because 5% loss of their money is a lot of money. So wherever they save their money, they make sure that they have guarantees that no matter what happens in the world, they are never going to lose their money. So these are the tax codes that they use, and they all grow in an index bucket, right? Now, we all understand that it's not about how much money you make, but it's about how much you get to keep. That is why when you get your paycheck, your pay slip, your pay stub, you don't look at the gross income. You look at the net income, the amount of money that you get to take home. Likewise, when you also save money, it's not about how much interest you make, but how much you get to keep. So the informed, they use tax-free accounts. The middle class in America use the Internal Revenue Code 488, the Roth IRA. Now, the Roth IRA has some limitations. There's income limitations. If you are single and you make over $150,000, you are not allowed to set up a Roth IRA legally. There are backdoor methods for you to do that, right? Now, if you are married and you file jointly and you make over $250,000, you cannot set up a Roth IRA. Now, the Roth IRA also has contribution limitations. So you cannot put in more than $7,500 if you are below the age of 50. And if you are above the age of 50, you cannot put in more than $8,000 every year. Others also buy municipal bonds, which grow tax-free, right? So the question that we have to ask ourselves is, what are the millionaires? Where do they save their money tax-free? Because if you live here in the United States, you understand that the wealthy in this country, they don't like paying taxes, right? So where do they grow their money tax-free? They save their money using the Internal Revenue Code 7702 policy called Index Universal Life. Now, the Internal Revenue Code 7702 was the first income tax code that was introduced in America in 1930, right? Before 1913, there was no income taxes in America. In 1913, they started taxing the rich 2% of their income, and they did that using the Internal Revenue Code 7702. And that is what the wealthy in this country, they used to grow their money tax-free. There is no income limitations in setting up this account. There's no contribution limitations. You put in as much as you want into this policy. Now, college planning. Now, you need to, it's very important. If you are here, you are a mother, you are a father, you are a grandmother, grandfather, grandparent, you need to save money for your children's education, for your grandchildren's education. It is never okay for our children to always start life with debts. So you need to plan ahead for their college. Because if you don't do, they're going to go to college and they'll come back with debts that they're going to have to pay for the rest of their life. That they have to pay for 10 years, for 30 years, for 15 years. Every single time, every month for the next 10 years, they have to pay. Every month for the next 30 years, they have to pay. Why do we have to do that to our children? So the informed in the middle class that know about this, they try to save money for their children, but they use the Internal Revenue Code 529. So guess what they do? They walk into a bank, they walk into a brokerage firm to set up these accounts, and guess what they open for them? 529. Number one, when you set up a 529, you pay management fees. So every year, however much money you have in there, you pay somebody to manage it for you. So whether you gain money or you lost money, pay somebody to do that for you. Number two, the 529 is also strictly for educational purposes under the Internal Revenue Code 529. That means your child has to use the money for educational purposes. They use it for non-educational purposes, you pay penalties. The 529, in most instances, is for institution. That means the child has to go to school in your state. If they go out of state, you pay penalties for using it out of state. The Internal Revenue Code 529 is also reportable on FAFSA. So if you fill out a free application for federal student aid, you have to pay, you have to declare it. And once you do, it prevents your children from qualifying for need-based grants and scholarship. So there is a better option that the Inform in this country use. They use the $1 Million Baby Policy under the Internal Revenue Code 7702 to set up a college savings fund for their children. Now with this one, there is no restriction on how you use it. So you can use it for college, or you can use it for business, or you can use it for wedding. You can use it to buy a car, for down payment on a house. There's no restriction. And this is also not reportable on FAFSA, right? Now the 529, just like everything for the uninformed in America, it grows in a variable growth account. That means the money you're saving for your child, when stock market goes up, you're going to make money, it comes down, you lose the money. Whilst under the $1 Million Baby Policy, grows in an index account. When stock goes up, you make money, it comes down, it protects your money. You don't ever lose money. I hope you are getting how things go. The informed in this country, they save their money in an index account where they are guaranteed that they are never going to lose money. The uninformed, guess where they put their money? A variable growth account. So you know what we're doing so much time. Now, another important principle that is not taught in America is what protection, preservation, and transfer, right? Now, there's a court system in America. I think we have the same system in Ghana too, and many other countries called a probate court. That makes sure that when you die, you still pay your debt. You don't ever die with your debts. When you die, you still pay your debt. And because of that, there are over 10,000 people that start GoFundMe every day in America, begging for money. A majority is for memorial. People die, people start to beg for money. Why? Because the very day that you die in this country, they freeze your checking account, your savings account, your certificate of deposit, your retirement plans, your IRA, your Roth. If you purchase stocks, Bitcoin, they freeze it. Now, there are two portfolios that don't go through probate that they don't freeze: annuities and life insurance. Every other portfolio, they freeze all these accounts and it goes through the probate. Unfortunately, probate do not start until 12 to 18 months after the person dies. That is why for most people, especially most people in the middle class, when they die, family has to beg for money for their burial, for their upkeep, for their funeral, because they cannot access the money in their checking, savings, or their retirement plans until it clears the probate, right? So this is Vivian, an outstanding lady that came to hear a presentation at a business lunch for a business partner of mine. And after the presentation, Vivian followed up. She was so intrigued by, she wouldn't understand why, if you die, your money doesn't go to your family immediately. And I had to explain to her that, look, whatever you owe is somebody's money. In the financial system, it's a closed system. Whatever comes in is the same thing that goes out. So if anything goes out, it needs to come back in. That is why when you die, you still have to pay your debts. He set up a life insurance policy because it's one of those accounts that do not ever go through probate. Unfortunately, he was killed by a drunk driver in September of 2022 and left her family with $1.6 million, 18,000 and change. That is one thing that I tell everybody. Someday we are all going to die. Now, the very day that we die, what are you going to leave behind your children, for your family, for your grandchildren? Are you going to leave behind burial debts? Are you going to leave behind funeral cost debts? Or are you going to leave money like Vivian did? Right. So one of the portfolios that most people don't want to talk about is life insurance. But it is the first thing, especially in America, that most people ask whenever anybody dies. Oh, we hope you have life insurance. The person asking that they hope you have life insurance, that person doesn't even have life insurance themselves. Now, ever since we started sharing this information about the importance of each and every one of us having life insurance on our lives before we are called into eternity, in 2025, there are 24,000 families that we help, 24,000 here in the United States. Over the last 5 years, we have helped over 80,000 families. And guess how much face amount, coverage, they have purchased over the last 5 years? $38 billion. That is how much money in the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50, 60, 70 years is going to be transferred into our community, because by that time, all of us here most likely will have died. And when we die, this is the money that families are going to get. As at now. So the question is, how much are you going to leave for your family when you die? Because eventually you're going to die. Now, there's a question that I always ask so many people. How many of us know the name of our great-grandparents, great-great-grandparents? How many of us know their name? We don't. Why don't we know their names? Because they left nothing behind. All of us know of the Rockefeller, right? Do you know when he died? He died in the 1900s. But we still know his name. Why? Because he left wealth. I hope someday you're going to immortalize your name by leaving wealth behind for your generation. And we do that through life insurance. Right? So my business, my job is to ask you about life insurance. Don't let it make it my job to tell your family that you didn't have any. Now, the number one cause of poverty is when you get sick. As long as you are healthy, you are always going to go to work and bring in money. But what if you get sick? You are diagnosed with a chronic illness. So basically, the things that you do every day, a doctor says you cannot do 2 of them. Maybe walking by yourself, eating by yourself, dressing by yourself, going to the toilet by yourself. Maybe you cannot do at least 2 of them. That's what chronic illness. Critical illness, heart attack, stroke, cancer, kidney failure, blindness, paralysis. Right? Unfortunately, there are over 795,000 people. There are over 795,000 people that have stroke every year. More than 805,000 people have heart attack every year in the United States. And more than 1.7 million people are diagnosed with cancer every single year. Right? Now, my question to you is, how many days from now can you survive if you stop working today? Let's say you quit working today. You are not working anymore. How long can you survive? Can you afford to take care of your family? Can you afford to maintain your current lifestyle if you get sick today? So the informed in this country, they know that someday we are all going to get sick. But when we are going to get sick is when we don't know. So they have income protection accounts. So they have income protection accounts so that in the event of a heart attack, stroke, cancer, kidney failure, they are put on dialysis, ALS, major organ transplant, blindness, paralysis, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, first coronary angioplasty, where they put a stent to your coronary artery, open heart surgery, HIV/AIDS, your income protection account kicks in. And they do so through living benefits in life insurance. Now, what if you get sick and you don't have an income protection? What account do you have that will replace your income the very day that you get sick? So this is Grace. Had a presentation like this. Decided that, you know what, someday we are all going to get sick, but when we're going to get sick is what we don't know. And that was 4 years ago. Got himself an income protection account, living benefits through life insurance. And 2 years ago, exactly 2 years ago, June of 2024, when she was diagnosed with colon cancer, she got paid by the insurance company $947,000. Now, this is a nurse that was only making $86,000 a year. Now, I want you to think about it. How many years will it take when you make $86,000 a year to save $947,000? Grace protected herself. Now, how much do you think your liver is worth? How much do you think your colon is worth? How much do you think your eyes are worth? What about your hands? How much do you think your heart is worth? There are so many of us here that have, especially those of us that live in the United States, that have insurance on almost everything, right? We have insurance on almost everything, on our appliances, on our home, on our cars, everything, on our phones. But then have you considered how much your liver is worth? How much your heart is worth? Your kidney? What are you going to put insurance on them? You do so through living benefits in life insurance. And that is what Grace did. So when she was diagnosed with colon cancer, she got paid a payout of $947,000. Guess what she did? Bought a brand new house, a new car. Grateful to be alive. All that she wants is prayers. She doesn't want anybody's money. Because in our community, when people get sick, it's GoFundMe. We beg for money because we don't have any money to replace our income. Grace heard this information, decided to inquire more, protected herself. So once again, my job is to ask you about life insurance with living benefit. So don't let it be my job to tell your family that you didn't have any. That is why financial education is important. That is why you made the right decision joining this presentation to listen to things that you can do to protect yourself. Because unfortunately, a good friend of mine, nurse practitioner, who never had a chance because she was so busy every time, phone calls, couldn't have the time to listen to this information because she was busy working. Recently diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, GoFundMe, friends and family collecting $1,001. This is somebody that was making $150,000 a year. Grace was making only $86,000 a year. There was no GoFundMe for Grace because Grace protected her entire body from head to toe. She did it. GoFundMe. Because the very day that you lose your job, you get sick in America, in 6 months' time, you're going to lose your job. But nobody's going to put your job up there for you to go through chemotherapy, radiation, and all those things until you recover. No. Especially when you work in healthcare. Healthcare is 24/7. And that is what happened to her. 1,132 is what friends and family collected. Now, when you hear about life insurance, you need to start thinking of getting one now, not when you get older. Because when you get older and you get sicknesses, they are also going to decline you, right? And then if you don't have any, you end up on GoFundMe the very day that you die, unless you are $10 million rich. If you are $10 million rich, then you don't need what I'm talking about. But if not, you are just like the average Joe, like myself, you need an income protection account. You need living benefits in life insurance, right? Now, the kind of life insurance that we have, it's not just only for when you get sick or when you die. It's cash value life insurance that grows tied to the performance of a stock index. This is my mentor who took out $100,000 in 2020 from a life insurance policy, Trans-American Life Insurance Company. So life insurance is not just about dying. Now, all the information that I've said so far are all embedded in the tax code in this country, Internal Revenue Code. So you can take a picture, research about them, learn more about them. That is how you go to the IRS website and you learn about Internal Revenue Code, Section 162, Section 101, Section 72, 7702, Section 101A. You learn about them. And that is how these life insurance policies are designed. Now, life insurance is not a say. In America, there are 4 types. There's group life. This is the one they give to you at your job. When you quit your job, you lose it. It's for only when you die at work. We have term life insurance. That is a regular one. That is a regular one that everybody hears about. That is betting on your death. You buy it for 30 years. You die within that 30 years, they pay your family. And then we have whole life. Whole life is also on betting on your death, but this one covers you to age 100. So when you approve of whole life, you're definitely going to pass the money on to your beneficiary because most people don't live to age 100. And have the universal life insurance. Now, this is the real deal. This is the one that comes with the cash value growth that you can take the money out. This is the one that comes with the living benefits, the one that paid Grace the $947,000, the one that my mentor took money out of. And that is what you need to learn more about, right? Now, we work with so many financial institutions. In fact, we have over 110 of them that we work with. These are just a few of them that offer these services. And these are a few of them here in Canada, right? Now, what is the best time to have life insurance? I hope you understand that life insurance is just about dying. Because you can take money out whilst you are still alive. When you get sick, you get money coming to you. If you finally die, money goes to your family. So when is the best time to save money for your children, for their college? When is the best time to protect your spouse? Now, if I don't know about you, but if my wife gets sick, there's no way that I'm going to get up Monday morning and go to work. I'm going to be in the hospital with her. So that is 2 incomes that I just lost. What is the best time to protect yourself? You are the most important asset. You have insurance on your car, on your home. If you are sick, will your car go to work and bring you money? So you need to put protection on yourself first. Now, when most people hear about this information and there's a follow-up, the first thing that they say, you know what, you don't have to sit down and then think about it. There's nothing wrong with thinking about it. Is there any questions that you have that we can help you provide answers so that you can think about it quickly? Because nobody is guaranteed tomorrow. There are people that woke up fine one day and later in the evening, they had a heart attack. There were people that woke up fine later in the evening, they had stroke. Do you have an income protection account if anything of that sort happened to you? There are people that will say, you know what, I'll get back to you. That is procrastination. When has procrastinating done anything good for us? I'll do more research. And you ask them, where are they going to research? And they go to Google. We have books that we can recommend for you to read. That when we went to school, we were not allowed to cite Google. We were allowed to cite peer-reviewed literature. So we can give you books that you can buy and then read for yourself. If you Google, they're going to let you know what they want you to hear. Right. Which should I get first? Insurance on my car, or my home, or a life insurance policy on myself? I hope your answer is a life insurance policy. Because if Grace had an insurance on her car and home and she got sick, guess what? Couldn't go to work. She would have not been able to pay for the car insurance and the homeowner's insurance, plus her mortgage. She would have lost the home. Because she insured the most important asset, that is her. She got sick, she got money coming to her. Guess what she was able to do? Pay off the car, buy a brand new car, buy a new house. You need to put value on your body, right? I hope your heart is more than $1 million. Right? The waiting game is always a losing game, right? Life insurance is not for everybody. Your health status or changes in health can disqualify you. Lower cost now. You buy it now, it's cheaper compared to later. Speeding or driving violations. I have a very good friend that we've been trying to get a policy for. At first, he has some health issues. He has managed to overcome the health issue. We put in the application recently and they denied him because he had DUI. Right? Speeding ticket and driving violations can disqualify you. Criminal record. You have a felony, you don't ever qualify to have this kind of policy. Residency status. Now, this book here, the title is Money Worth Life Insurance. It says how the wealthy use life insurance as a tax-free personal bank to supercharge their savings, right? And he lists banks that have money saved with life insurance companies. So in 2013, when he wrote this book, Bank of America had $19.6 billion, the word billion dollars, saved with life insurance companies. Wells Fargo had $17.7 billion saved with life insurance companies. Chase Bank had $10.3 billion saved with life insurance companies. US Bank had $5.4 billion saved with life insurance companies. And then guess what happened? When people hear about this, they are skeptical. I mean, is it really true? Is it not a scam? So you mean to tell me that Bank of America is being scammed to put $19.6 billion in life insurance? Wells Fargo is being scammed to put $17.7 billion of their money with life insurance companies. Now, the banks are not the only people doing it. Companies that own life insurance. I hope you are beginning to understand that life insurance is not just about dying. Because we have General Electric. I don't know when General Electric is going to die. Nestle, Heinz, General Motors, Pfizer, Office Depot, Starbucks, coffee has life insurance. Hope you're beginning to understand that life insurance is not just about dying, because there's no way Starbucks is going to die. There's never going to be an obituary for Starbucks. So why are they buying life insurance? Because it's a tax-free personal bank that supercharges their savings. Now, if you want to research, there are books that you can read, right? I recommend What Would the Rockefellers Do? It showed you why the Rockefellers are a power family in the world. They did it through life insurance. The Retirement Miracle, The Financial Pocket Knife. These books are all on Amazon. And you can buy them, Money Worth Life Insurance, and then read them. That is how you research. Thank you very much, everybody. It was an honor having you all here. I'm going to yield it back to ML to continue.
Okay,
Yes, Tali.
you can mute yours now. You can lower yours. Okay, everyone, the presentation is over. You can put in the chat if you learned something new that you haven't heard of before. I see Elizabeth, you said Tony Robbins, and you mentioned about the relevance of this for the UK. Doc is available. If you can see him on the chat, you can reach out to him at any point in time. So the presentation is over, and now we're opening up the floor for every single person that joined the Zoom to be able to speak about what you independently and individually do. So Adelaide, if you can start getting the details of everyone's name, everyone's industry, everyone's business of interest. If you'd like to set up a business of your own and would like consultancy for EIN numbers and details, then we'll be able to share that with you. If you have a dream or a vision that you'd like to showcase and find a partner for, please put in the chat and let's see how we can support you on this particular Zoom. So if you're not able to come out today in person to join us here at Acrofina Ranch and Grill, at least we know that you're on the call and you'll be able to interact accordingly. So let's start. Elizabeth, do you want to go first? Anyone who would like to go first in terms of what you do and explaining who you are and what your interests are in terms of people getting to know what you do and what you represent?
Thank you very much, Amel. Thank you very much, Doc. It was a great pleasure. It was very nice listening to you. The presentation was awesome. I'm actually at a party, but I had to step out to join in, and it was definitely worth it. Okay, so my name is Star Lady. My professional name is SL.
Elizabeth, we cannot
Yeah.
see you. We cannot see. Okay, it's back now. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to sit in the car back. Yeah, so my business name is Star Lady. My professional name is SL the Best. I'm a professional pest control specialist. I live in the UK. I just started my business. So yeah, so I do all the, all the pest control stuff. Yes. And I really, really enjoy this financial stuff. When you see it on the internet, but we don't so much believe what people say on the internet, all those ads, because there's a lot of scammers out there, especially if you've been scammed before. But the presentation was very thorough and very comprehensive. And of course, the life insurance is something that I'm indeed interested in.
Elizabeth, we've lost connection with you. Okay. Anyone who'd like to go next, you can please raise your hand or put your information in the chat. If you don't want to come on camera and you don't want to speak, you can still put your details in the chat so that we can reach out to you here from Houston. Adelaide, can you hear me now? Are you still on the call? Hello, Adelaide, can you hear me?
Yes, mommy, I can hear you.
Okay, so one by one, please go through. I see Co Janine. Hi, Co Janine. Can you come on camera to speak with us or at least speak to us about your business, your entity, and what you represent? I'd love to hear more from you. Can you unmute, Co Janine?
Yes, I can unmute, but I'm driving, so I won't be able to be on camera. But thank you so much for having me. I'm Coach Janine. I'm here based in Dallas. I'm a business coach. And can you guys hear me?
Okay, I've muted them. Go ahead, Co Janine.
Okay. I was saying that I'm very glad to be here today and to listen to the presentation. Definitely. I'm based here in Dallas, which I work with clients and business owners who are ready to bring the business global in terms of the project or anything that they are looking for funding. So I help them to prepare. Previously, I've worked with investment firm and different organizations where they do sponsorship, and also do fundraising to help them with the long-term project and short-term project. So I'm looking forward to get to know one another, and I can be able to present maybe next time. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome, Janine. Okay, and I see for cybersecurity, Richard Agre has put his details. Richard, can you go ahead and come on camera and share much about what your entity entails? Can you tell us a bit more about that? Richard, can you unmute? I still see that you're muted. Okay.
Good evening.
Hi, Ram. How are you?
Fine, I'm fine, madam.
Okay. Ram, can you go ahead and tell us more about what you do?
My name is Julio Richard Janohu, my real name. I live in Benin, in West Africa, and I am a driver. Hello,
Yes, Ram, go ahead. I'm listening.
that's all. Hello,
Yes, go
good
ahead.
evening.
I can hear you.
So my name is Julio Richard Janohu. I mean,
The connectivity is bad. Peter, I see that you put your information from Qatar. Can you tell us more about the business? I didn't know that you had gone into this business for IT solutions. Can you tell us more? Peter, can you unmute? Hello, Peter.
Hi, good evening. Good afternoon, good evening in Qatar.
The
Hello.
connectivity is very bad, Peter.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, it's breaking up.
Hello. Hello. Uh-oh.
Yes, we can hear you. We can
Trying
hear
to
you.
reposition.
Yeah, Peter, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is it clear? Hi, good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, Peter, we'll come back to you. HE, you can go ahead. I can see your hand is raised. Please go ahead.
Greetings, Your Excellencies. I bring greetings from Miami, Florida. My name is Dr. Yanka Rodriguez. I am in the healthcare system, and I am the
In Accra.
Yes, please go
okay,
ahead.
I am the founder of Hands of Mercy Health Initiative Project, a project that is based in Uganda. I've been coming to the nation since 2017. We do surgical camps, we do health camps, and our main focus is healthcare disparity, trying to bring healing to the nation, to those places that must need it. And it was a great program. It was a great inside information because we hear about life insurance. I never sit down and absorb it the way he put it together. Where is our money? What are we doing? So thank you so much, sir. It was well received. Thank you. Thank you. I will be calling you because I have some people that are in the need, even myself, as going to the continent 2 times a year. I must have more knowledge about life insurance. And my plan is in 2 years. I'm still young, but I pray that God send me to the nation. I don't want to be United States. My heart is in Uganda. My heart is in the continent of Africa. That's why I work so hard now because I open my bank account, I register my project in Uganda. So that way everything is being distributed there where it's really needed. Thank you so much, everyone, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, HE. It's a pleasure. And I will want you to go ahead and put your details, contact information wise, in the chat for Doc. And he'll be collating all the details so that he can do a follow-up. After this presentation, we will do a follow-up to speak with each of you. And I see also in the chat, Millicent. Can you go next, Millicent?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity and thanks for the great presentation. I must say that I've had this presentation with a lot of people, but this one was so concise and very detailed, and it was a great presentation. And I'm an educator. I'm in special education, And my LLC that I just started has to do with students that are about to transition from high school with autism. You know, when they are in the tender age, we have a lot of people with them, a lot of activities going on, engagement, businesses. But then when they age out of school by age 22, most families are very frustrated. They don't know what to do. And there's so much help that people don't know, especially in our community. So I set up this LLC with my experience to guide. When you look on my flyer that I just shared, it tells you exactly what we do to help parents navigate the transitioning period so their children age out of high school or even beyond. So the name of my company is Autism Beyond 18. So anything that has to do with autism from age 18, you can get to me and I'll help you out.
Okay, sounds good, Millicent. Thank you for that. And I've gone ahead and saved your flyer as well. Now I see Jerry, AK. Jerry is also in person here with us. So Jerry, please go ahead.
All right. Can you all hear me? Can you hear me?
Jerry, yes, go ahead.
Okay. So my name is Dr. Jerry Ake, right? So I'm a product and technology leader, and recently we started this marketplace platforms, where we're trying to help fellow business owners to be able to reach more customers. So one of them is called Afromart. It's an e-commerce platform. I mean, you can think about it like an Amazon, but for cultural products, meaning Pan-African products, Caribbean products, and any other cultural products. But in addition to that, we also have like ready-made food. In that case, it's similar to like Uber Eats or DoorDash. And we have, it's not only a leasing platform, it has shipping fully integrated. We have vendors have full autonomy um, about what they list on the platform. So you could buy and sell on it. Like if you go onto that platform with a link shared in the chat, you'll be able to see beautiful products. So we want to encourage, people here to be able to like buy from it. And then if you have any products to sell, you can also list on it. The second platform we have is called ProLink Up. I don't know if anybody has ever wanted to find maybe an accountant or life insurance person and you don't know where to go. So ProLink Up is that platform for services, right? So you can list any services, whatever services that you do, you can list it in ProLink Up and people will be able to find you, right? Because part of the key things that we see is a lot of our people are doing great things, but it's hard to find. You have to find maybe a group, something, WhatsApp group. So we want to make it more public, right? Where not only our own people in WhatsApp groups can be able to find these people, but even other people from other races, things like that. So those are the two businesses that we have, and because we're an IT company as well, we also do different kind of like AI agents, things like that to support different businesses. So um, anybody that needs, anything related to AI, data analytics, and IT consulting in general, we also offer that service. So that's a nutshell about myself and our business. So does anyone have any question?
Yes, if anyone has any questions, please raise your hand. And then Jerry will be able to answer any questions that you have. If anyone is speaking also and you have anything you'd like to interject or put in the chat, please go right ahead. So let's see who I can call on next, who's unmuted. Okay, Richard, can you go ahead? I know you mentioned that you were not muted before. Richard Agre.
Do this on my phone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so then I'm leading a company that is primarily in cybersecurity, digital governance, architecture, etc. So we provide a bouquet of services, which includes board level cybersecurity advisory, ISO 27001, for organizations, primarily healthcare. It could also cut across any other organization that wants to nip in the bud all the risks and also gaps that may find in the organization. We are also into digital health and AI security strategy, as well as executive training and workshop. There are other things too that we do, but then we just put this thing out so that we'll have a niche for it. We also do fractional CISO, Certified Information Security Officer. I just partnered with a gentleman who is coming from a financial background. So then PCIS, DSS is also part of it. That is a standard for financial audits, etc. So that is what the organization I lead does. It's called Black Meister Consulting, which is based in the US, Wyoming precisely. But I'm currently in Ghana. I'm located in Ghana. I'm leading a quaternary healthcare institution called University of Ghana Medical Center, where I'm the head of tech. So in a nutshell, that is what I do. Thank you, ML.
Thank you for that, Richard. I appreciate it. Please, Richard, put your details I've seen already for cybersecurity. If you don't have your phone number and email address, please add that. Adole will be collating all the information today after the presentation and then share with everyone else who attended. So please put your details. And I see Akosia, it says Akosia Gold Ghana. Can you go ahead, Akosia, if you can unmute? Akosia, can you hear us?
Hello. Yes, please, I can hear you.
Go ahead, Akos.
I should tell you what I do.
Yes, please.
Oh, sorry. I think someone was disturbing me, so I was not. I'm a real estate. I'm a real estate developer, and I also have an NGO. My NGO is it's called Kawavog, and Kawavog means children, women, and the vulnerable. So I reach out to them. And then the real estate, I have land, but I've not built. And I also work as a full-time finance and admin manager for a mining company. But I don't have any how do I say it? Is it oh, okay.
Akos, you are breaking up now.
You can't hear me, right?
Okay, it's come back now.
It's come back. Okay.
Yes.
I've not set up any structures for now. So that is what I want to do.
Okay, and Akos, have you put your information in the chat already?
No, please.
Okay, please go ahead. And the next person that I see was unmuted, Ifwa, please go ahead. I haven't heard from you today. Ifwa, can you unmute? Ifwa, can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, Evelyn, can you hear me? Evelyn. Let me see if I can unmute. Evelyn, are you there?
ML, can you hear me? This is
Yes.
Mami.
I can hear you.
This is Mami.
Yes, Mommy, I can hear you.
Please, I need to talk.
Go ahead.
Okay. The gentleman, the doctor that did the presentation, I've been to seminars. I just hope he's listening. I've been to insurance seminars. all around the world. And I must tell him that he's the best. His explanation of the insurance thing is so simple and is so clear. I think I always tell people insurance are not for the black mind, because for the life insurance, we always worried about who will kill us and take our money. But today, the kind of presentation this man gave, I'm not afraid who will kill and take my money, because I can plan for the killing not to even take place. So I just came in to thank him. But I will want for him to also do some kind of pamphlet that he can even sell, that people will read and understand the concept of the new insurance thing going on. And also to ask him that I'm 72, whether I've passed even the insurance, then I'm out of it. If I'm not, me, myself, my friends and all, we will want to know him and we will want to have insurance. So ML, when you come home, you send me his particulars and everything and I'll follow up. I did not also say what I do, because if ML is my daughter, then at the age of 72, I think I have about 100 things that I do. But I will want to talk about only one thing that is so close to my heart. I have this foundation called Talented and A Student Foundation. It's in Ghana and it's in America here. My whole purpose of creating that foundation is to help people that don't have money but are A students. That my foundation takes them in. In actual fact, I have about 5 in the university now and some in high school in Ghana. That my foundation takes them and pay their school fees, everything. They don't have to. Some of them I've not seen them before, and one is in 3rd year in Kumasi Tech and all. So as for what we do, we'll talk about it, but I want to go back to this insurance man. He's the best thing that has happened to me since I came to Houston this holiday. And I want to tell him kudos, 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 kudos. Thank you.
Bobby, that's so interesting. Doc is here eating his wache and drinking wine, and he's so excited about everything that you're saying over there. So I have a lot of information for you when I come home to share with you since you're here in Houston.
Thank you.
You couldn't make it in person. So everybody who was supposed to come in person, they're all joining on the Zoom and telling me the rains and all. So I'm glad that those could listen and get to hear what Doc has to offer. So we are blessed by him in terms of his knowledge and what he does. So he has a lot to share. And he would like anyone who's interested in signing up for insurance or joining and licensing under him. He licensed me. He sponsored me and he's my sponsor. He's my, what we call him is an upline. So I report directly into him and his organization, and then also through a friend, Becky, that I met at Accra Girls when I went for 1 semester. Becky, can you say a little bit more about the industry and what we do? Can you unmute, Becky, if you're still on the call? Becky, are you there? And Evelyn has mentioned.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Fantastic.
It's simply
Dr. Ben.
So, Becky, please go ahead.
Yeah, you are under the right leadership. Dr. Ben is actually the best. And I think he said it all, and he gives the best presentation. Thank you, Mommy, dearest. That was fantastic. You know, just like Dr. Ben said, we like this. It gets out, and Mommy just has this mindset that is so open, and she received it. Unlike what Dr. Ben said, that some people will hear it and be like, let me go and think about it. But tomorrow is not given. And so if you're hearing this today, just have an open mindset and just grab onto it, just like Mommy did. That's all I can say. Thank you, Dr. Ben. Thank you, ML.
Thank you, Becky. And Becky is the one who informed me about World Financial Group and financial literacy and financial education. I learned a lot from her, and we directly report into our upline, who is Dr. Ben. Dr. Ben has flown here from the East Coast. He's in a hotel nearby to where we are at the ranch, and came purposely to make sure that everyone would hear his presentation on what is important and what is relevant. People are dropping dead. people are not able to guarantee what day is going to come next and what's going to happen. So we must all protect ourselves as it relates to what we are and what we do. So I see, Elizabeth, you have your hand up again. Please go ahead if your connection is stable now. You're still on mute, Elizabeth, still on mute.
Yes, sorry, ML, because I keep cutting off and coming back on. I was wondering whether my questions were answered. These policies and all that, how does and the tax breaks and variations, how does it apply to us, those of us who are in the UK, and maybe probably those in the EU? I don't know whether we have any on the platform, but yeah.
Okay, I'll put your question up for Doc and then let him also respond to you after we speak with others. So I'll definitely let him get an answer for you on that.
All right,
And
thank you
let
very
me see,
much.
there was someone hand up. Let me lower this hand. Hold on. Okay, I see Nana Asante has joined the chat, also from the UK. Nana, can you go ahead and tell us what you do and how you'd like to share and what you'd like to showcase on this Zoom with everyone on the call? Nana, I think you're still on mute. Nana Jemfwa. Hello, Nana. Can you hear me? Okay, Ifwa, are you ready now? Ifwa?
Yes, I am.
Okay, please go ahead, Ifwa.
Good day, everyone. My name is Susan Ifwa Saki, and I'm in the U.S., Maryland. And I've worked in public health for over 30 years in the U.S., Ghana, Kenya, and Haiti, and covering some areas in India. I recently became very passionate about home care for the elderly, and I also got certified as a health coach. So since 2017, I've actually been conceptualizing the business. And since 2019, anytime I'm in Ghana on vacation, I do conduct home care for the elderly training. I've worked myself, after I got sick, I left the main industries that I was skilled in. And I used to take care of people with disabilities. And so I am certified in first aid and CPR, but I don't train that. I recommend host countries to provide that training because most of these trainings are like for 2 weeks. But I developed the manual and it's a 2-day comprehensive training. I started in 2019 in Takrady, and on the spot I had to train in Fanti because I could see they wouldn't understand. And I also trained some people in Accra. So 2019 was a total of about 30 people. And thereafter, I've trained other groups, including nurses, registered nurses, because home care for the elderly is specialized. Even if you're a nurse, that does not mean you're qualified or equipped to provide home care for the elderly in a caring, compassionate, and confidential manner. So I've not been to Ghana in a while since my dad passed, and I went and brought my mom. So I'm trying to set up the website and other things so that I can offer it not just in Ghana when I'm present, but globally and remotely. And it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much, MLK, for letting me know about this all-important collaboration and networking session. And I've posted my information in the system, and you guys are welcome to ask questions or if you have any needs. I've developed strong partnerships with 2 domestic services where people go in either in and out daily or they actually reside there. And I've also worked with geriatric doctors, pharmacists, so the complement of services that an elderly person may need, because our elderly have served us so much and they deserve to continue to live in dignity, healthy, and engage in activities of daily living and then have a social life. So this is now my current passion on the side, as well as health coaching.
Okay, I've got all your details. Ifwa, thank you so much for joining us. It's a
Thank
pleasure
you.
to have you on the call. Thank you for making the time. We said this is the very beginning. This is the first of many, many meetings to come. So we are excited to have everybody who made the time to come, especially those in person who were able to go through the reins. We thank you all and for tuning in. So we've spoken to Becky, we've spoken to Ifwa and a few others. Obaya, are you able to talk? I know you were going to tune in from another event and location in Houston. Obaya, can you unmute? Okay, I'm not able to hear back from Obaya. I see someone, Galaxy A56. Galaxy A56, can you put your real name so we'll know who you are? Let me ask you to unmute so you can make the changes to your name. Okay, let's move on. So Alvina Mwako, I see that I can ask you to unmute. Can you please tell us a little bit more about yourself, what you do, what's your passion, what drives you, and what you're here to discuss? Alvina, can you unmute for us? Alvina, can you hear me? Okay, moving along. Okay, Doc, I see you. Dr. Lord Amwako, are you still on the call with us? I know a few of you have dropped off, those who've spoken. So, Dr. Lord, can you speak? Can you unmute?
Yeah, ML.
Yes.
Actually, I was writing something on in the chat. I think Dr. Ben, like your mom said, it's excellent. The presentation was easily understood. He went straight to the point. He made it easy for everyone to understand. So I believe that as far as this business is concerned, with your partnership with Dr. Ben, you're in good hands, and I know that you're going to succeed because I know that you have the drive and the passion, and it's just a matter of time. And this is the first time I've heard your mom talk. I think your mom is eloquent, and she sounds younger than 72 years. So it's amazing to hear your mom talk.
No, Dr. Lord, remember my
Yes.
mom from the book launch? You spoke to her at the book launch. Remember my mom?
Did I actually talk to her?
Yeah, okay. She was in the call when we were on the call together for the
Yeah,
book
she
launch.
was, but I don't think I spoke to her.
I see.
Yes. So obviously I'm a publisher. I'm the one who published ML's book, her first book. And I'm also a leadership strategist. I develop website. I do coaching, business coaching in terms of strategy and implementation. And I do any design, graphic design that you want to do. I'm into all of that. And I just, I think this group is, I mean, heavy packed. And I don't know about ML. I don't think this should be the last time. I think you should continue to do this, even apart from the business aspect. In terms of what we spoke about today, I would propose that moving forward, you can do business engagement or network among other people. Like the people that are here present, and I think it will go far. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lord. And Nana has to drop off. So Nana, can you give us a few words before you drop off? She's also tuning in from the UK. It's very late for them now. I'm sure it's probably about 10:34 p.m. in the UK. Nana, can you speak to us, Nana Jane Fakra, Nana Jane Asanti, before you drop off? Or you have to go now? Please let us know. Okay. Anyone else can raise your hand if you'd like to speak. We're coming to wrap up the event in its entirety. Anyone who'd like to speak, please raise your hand. And if anyone has to also drop off, we understand, because for the interest of time and the weather and all things going on. Oh, I see Ivy. Okay, Ivy, you joined in a little late. The presentation is over, but please, you're more than welcome to share with us what you do and how we got connected yesterday at Dr. Akintayo's residence. Ivy, can you unmute and share a little bit about yourself, please?
Hi, Hi, good afternoon from Houston. I sincerely apologize. I've had some internet issues this afternoon with the storm in my area. So I am just now logging in. So my sincerest apologies. Hello, everyone. My name is Ivy Okoro. I'm based in Houston, Texas. I am a strategist. I'm also in the Akintayo. He is had the opportunity to host a really meet greet at I was officially introduced to ML in person. So I promised that I would log in to say hello and see what was going on. I just hate that I wasn't able to log in. Look forward to connecting with you and doing community in the future. And I promise to be on time in the future, that there's no technical difficulties. Thank you.
You're very welcome. The line was going in and out. I think the connectivity is really bad. I see Accra Rex has raised his hand. Accra Rex, can you unmute and tell us a little bit more about yourself? Accra Rex is actually the one I have to thank in terms of finding this location in the ranch that we are at, Acrofina Ranch and Grill. Acrofina Ranch and Grill was introduced to me by Accra Rex on the call. Please go right ahead and unmute, Accra Rex.
Hi, ML. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm just happy you had this done. And once again, kudos to Doctor. I've been in this business, I mean, in the past, and his presentation is very straight to the point and easy for everybody to understand. These things are not easy to, discern or, put across. He did a very good job. And then I just want to, say thank you and kudos to you. You never give up. I always call you a star, and I'm happy to always come and support you. And then to those of you that are in Houston, as ML mentioned, if you want to have an event at Acrofina Ranch, it's a different calming environment. You could feel free and then, go through myself for ML, and then we can discuss and make sure that we be able to have a discussion in a very calming environment. Some parts of Houston are very noisy. Acrofina Ranch is very calming. It's a ranch. It's very relaxing. It's nature oriented. So kudos to you. Kudos to Dr. Acrofina Ranch. Thank you for making this possible.
Yes, thank you so much, Accra Rex. I always appreciate your support. I knew that if anybody would back out of this, it would not be you. You definitely sign on to the Zoom, and I appreciate that. So anyone else wants to raise their hand to go before we wrap up the call? Anyone else? Let me look through. I see Felix on the call. And if you have sent me an inbox message that they're not able to come on camera or speak today, but they will follow up with me to speak to Dr. Ben later. Okay, I see eCard Graphics. Roxana on the call also. Okay, I've gotten some inbox messages, not ready to talk. Okay, let's see who else before you all drop off. So once again, I'd like to thank you all. Okay, I see Ya. Ya, you've raised your hand. Is this Ya from Dallas? Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Let me turn my camera on. Thank you so much for this presentation. I would just like to say, like everyone has mentioned, the information on financial education was very important. The part about student loans was very important as well, because it's something I'm dealing with right now. So a bit about myself. I am in L&D, which is learning and development, for corporate. I do a lot of training, knowledge management, and on the side, I've started doing coaching for high schoolers and just younger people starting off college. I raised my hands most importantly because I have a group of young writers. I'm also a storyteller and a writer myself. And I put it in the chat if Mr. Mwako could please provide his information, because I ran into a lot of people that a lot of the conversations surrounding writing is publishing and who to go through. So I thought it would be a great connect if I could get your information to possibly pass on to somebody in the future.
Sure. I will do that right away.
But thank you so much, ML. Thank you for hosting this, and I hope there's more to come that I'll be able to attend in person one day.
Most definitely. So yeah, put your contact details in, and then I'll give it all to Dr. Ben. We'll follow up with you after the call, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we are already on a platform together, Ghana Professional Network. So yeah, and I can always communicate this. But in case anyone is here that we haven't gotten any affiliation with or any WhatsApp groups in common, please don't leave without putting your information. Put it in, and then you can drop off. So now I will ask for a gentleman to be able to speak. He wants to come on camera and speak further about what he does and his business. We are here eating our wache at the Acrofina Ranch and Grill. We are enjoying Nana Akrofi's wache for us. So please warmly welcome him to be able to speak more about what he does. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Nice to be at this wonderful ranch here in Houston. My name is Lucky. And I also enjoyed Dr. Ben's presentation. I was here also. So it's a nice place here. And if you're in Houston, I think this is a nice place to just stay away from the noise. And it's really cool here. I'm a tech person, so I just deploy software for your invoicing, your POS, your website, your HR, and all the rest. So that's what we do in Houston. So we are OEMs to some SME applications like Odoo is an application we implement, and also SAP for the big names. So that's what we do. Thank you.
Thank you very much to him also. And let's see, Felix has spoken. We've spoken to Ivy, eCard Graphics. Akos, we spoke with you. Yeah, we've spoken with you, Roxana. I don't want to make sure, Peter, we had a connectivity issue. Peter is tuning in all the way from Qatar. So time difference and also connectivity issues. Obaya, if you're on mute and you want to come off mute, please. Nadole has been coordinating this as the event planner for everything scheduled. She's the one sending all the blasts, sending up all the emails, sending up all the WhatsApp messages and all for this event and the coordination of everything going on. Thank you, Nadole. And Millicent, we've spoken with you. Dr. Lord, we spoke. Yes, you're most welcome, Adole. Thank you so much. And is Alvina still on the call? Alvina, would you like to speak? Alvina, and then I've gone through the list of everyone and those who spoke to me and said they were not willing to speak right now. There's always the future. This is the maiden event. This is the first time we are having a presentation of this sort. So if you didn't hear the information early, we had to change locations, we had to change dates and all to accommodate because there's so many kinky parties and picnics and all going on in the Ghanaian community, plus engagements, and of course, as you know, graduations. So even today, there's a kinky party for God Dangme going on as we speak right here in Houston. So we're going to have a better time to be able to schedule this if maybe in the fall, where it's not so busy in the summertime. Please prepare yourself. Come with your elevator pitches, what you do, how you sustain your livelihood, what you do best, and what you'd like to speak about. And if no one else would like to speak at this point in time, I'd like to go ahead and close the session on Zoom, and then we can continue drinking our wine here and what we do best here. And anybody wants to reach out to me, please. Nadole has all your information. She will share this and we can take it from there. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all that you do in support. We are very happy to have you on the call. We are very happy to know that, like I mentioned, the person who's going to support you the most is not going to be the person you already know in your tight circle, in your tight niche of people that you believe you are close to. It will be someone that you're going to meet today or tomorrow. So open up your horizons, open up what you believe to be your circle. And then if you're the smartest person in the room, like they say, then you're in the wrong room. Find more rooms to go into, find a better place to go to at the table, sit at the table with those who know more, soak in their wisdom and what they bring to the table. And let's all plan to rise. And when I say rise, I plan to say that we should all try to elevate. Let's do better. The days of having fun socially and just chilling are all over. Now, every single engagement, write down what are you going to get? 3 things you're going to get from the time you're spending in the presence of others. Are you going to grow? Are you going to be nurtured? Are you going to be supported and partnered up in what you do best? These are the kind of questions you should be thinking about when you spend any time on a Zoom, any time in person for any occasion at all. It doesn't matter how many people, it doesn't matter who exactly you get to speak with. Always remember that, like I told you the story in the very beginning, because there was no one around to tell him that he couldn't, and there's no one going to be around to tell you that you couldn't, deal with strangers and they don't have a history. They don't know who you were, what you can do. If you say you want to be a surgeon, they don't know that you never took science in school. They don't know that you can't even read a biology book. They'll simply say, go ahead, go girl, at your workplace, at your social organization, at Rotary Club, at Toastmasters, anywhere you find yourself in any new space, they're so welcoming. What is the reason? It's because they don't have the background as to what your limitations are. So go beyond those horizons, go beyond that particular area of your life and seek and soar like an eagle that you are. And I'm going to go ahead and close up the Zoom. Thank you so much. It's been a privilege and a pleasure hosting this presentation today. Dr. Ben says thank you for all the accolades, all the commendations on his presentation. If you missed it, I'll send a recording of this presentation to you so you can take a look and take a listen. And please, please, we will follow up with everyone who wants to be licensed. Please let us know. Who wants to be to get a policy, we would like to know. Who wants to sign up for financial education as a whole and have a mentor to work with, please let us know. He does training, he does a lot of things. I have benefited myself from all that he does. And I'm a testimony, and also I can give a testament to what he does best. So please, please let us know how you'd like to work with him in the future. And since he's in town for this weekend, do not hesitate to call me, to send me an email, text me, WhatsApp, and then let's make it happen. So thank you very much, everyone. The pleasure is mine. Any last comments before I close up the Zoom? Let's see. I see. Thank you, Rex, for that. You always say I'm a star. Okay, Accra Rex. Peter, thank you. And everyone, thank you also. Ivy, thank you for your time. I appreciate you stopping by to see us. Yes, we understand the connectivity issues. Jerry, Millicent, yeah, Ibrahim, Adam. Okay, Ibrahim, did you want to say a final word before you step away? Please let us know, Ibrahim. I didn't get to see Ibrahim. Let's see. Ibrahim, you want to say a final closing word before we go? Can you unmute? I see Ibrahim.
ML, can I share something? A minute?
Yes, please. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm doing AI training on July 18th, Saturday, July 18th is free of charge. Okay. So I will encourage as many of us on the line to be there. Okay. Whatever industry that you is going to help you to work smarter, to be efficient, and to be more profitable by knowing the necessary tools to use to enhance your business. And I have a book published on AI's AI Productivity Breakthrough. It helps you to be able to engage AI in a way that will make you more profitable, make work smarter, and that kind of stuff. So I will encourage all of you. What I would do is, I don't know, ML, are you on your platform?
Say that again, please, Doc. What did you say?
Many of us here, are we on your platform already? Because I think I saw that you shared a flyer on your platform.
Yes, but majority are not. So I'll have to let Nas send it to them.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes, so the flyer now will share with you. It's again, as Doc said, July 18th. Please save the date. And like he said, it's free of charge. He also has a book he'd like to share with all, that you can purchase the book and come and attend his classes. Please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll have all the information for you after this call. Majority of the individuals on the chat always get all our details. They have all our information and everything that they know. So these are new individuals who are just joining in for the first time. So thank you very much, everyone. It's a pleasure. And I've gotten all the details from everyone. Let's see if there's anybody else I've left out. Ibrahim, you did not come off mute, so I'll catch up with you after this call. Thank you, Adole and Ivy, everyone. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll catch up later on.
Go ahead, Ibrahim.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for a great presentation. It was fabulous from Doctor and everybody's contribution. It's very good for us to be able to collaborate this way, and hopefully we can have community growth successes as well as business successes. Thank you very much, Emma, for putting this together, and we'll catch up later on. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim. We'll talk more about Rotary after this call. Me and you have Rotary in common, so we'll talk some more. I'll call you after I get off the Zoom. Thank you, Peter, everyone. If I haven't mentioned anyone, please forgive me. I appreciate you all. Take care of yourselves. Until the next time, next quarter, next session, please, please, no reservations, no hesitations. Open your horizons, open your circles up, and then find new destiny helpers. They're out there and they're ready to help and support as you go through life and soar like an eagle. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.